Listen closely. You can think, plan, and dream all you want, but if you don't take action, you're going nowhere. The world doesn't care about your thoughts. It respects your actions. True power doesn't reside in your mind. It's in your hands, your feet, your voice, and the way you execute. The person who takes action, even with fear, outpaces the genius who hesitates. While others talk about what they plan to do, the person who acts is already halfway to success. You don't need more motivation or more time. What you need is to move now. Make the decision to stop hesitating, because hesitation is your enemy. Every moment wasted in fear is a moment stolen from your future. Thoughts mean nothing until they are turned into action. Action is the bridge between your potential and your reality. Without it, you fall into a life of mediocrity, excuses, and regret. Every time you act, you multiply your power. Why? Because action builds proof. It builds confidence. It teaches you. You don't get stronger by just thinking. You become strong through doing, through falling, failing, and getting back up again. Action burns away weakness and doubt. There is no substitute for action. If you want something, you need to move. If you're serious, you need to move. If you're done with excuses, you need to move. You'll hear people say, "I'm still figuring things out." Weeks pass, months pass, and they're still figuring. Nothing has changed. Know this: clarity doesn't come before action. It comes from action. You gain clarity by doing. You grow strong by doing. You achieve results by doing. The person waiting for the perfect plan will never start. The one who starts with what they have becomes unstoppable. Fear has one weakness: it can't stop you once you start moving. Momentum kills fear. Momentum builds belief. But you don't get momentum sitting on the sidelines. You get it by doing the work, making the calls, taking the steps, facing the tough things. The more you act, the more power you claim. The only difference between where you are now and where you want to be is the consistent action you take every day. There are two kinds of people: those who act and those who watch. Those who create change and those who get swept away by it. If you want power, take it. Power doesn't come to those who wait. It's earned by those who refuse to sit still, the disciplined, the hungry, the relentless. The ones who get up and act while others make excuses. You are not stuck. You are simply waiting. And waiting is a decision to lose. If you know what you want, take the step, even a small one, because action compounds. Small steps turn into big strides, and big strides lead to transformation. It's not the size of the action that matters today, it's the consistency. One focused hour every day can break down any wall, overcome any obstacle, and build any dream. Don't even think about quitting. Don't wait for perfection. You've been given time. You've been given life. That's all the permission you need. You're not meant to live in your head. You're meant to dominate through your actions. No one will hand you power. You take it through relentless execution. Your destiny is waiting for you, but it won't wait forever. If you don't act, someone else will. Opportunity belongs to those who move. Don't let fear stop you. Don't let comfort stop you. Don't let your own mind stop you. There's only one power that matters now, and that's action. Move now. Thoughts are useless without action. You can sit in silence, plan the perfect strategy, imagine the perfect outcome. But if you don't take the first step, it all dies within you. Ideas are not power. Ideas are potential. And potential is nothing without effort. There are no results in imagination, no rewards in daydreams. The world isn't changed by thoughts. It's changed by hands that build, legs that run, voices that speak, and minds that take action. Action is the weapon. Action is the hammer that breaks through limitations. Only the person who swings it gets to shape their world. You don't earn credit for what you think about doing. You earn it by doing. Action is the great translator between the invisible and the real. Want to win? Then do. Get up, move, and fight. No one is going to hand you anything. You earn it through blood, sweat, and action, not by sitting and dreaming. Dreams are just weight on your back until you act. And the longer you wait, the heavier they get. The more you hesitate, the more life will drag you down and bury your fire under comfort and fear. You think you have time. You don't. Time is brutal. It doesn't care about your plans or dreams. It rewards those who respect it. The only way to respect time is to act without hesitation. People will say, "I'm waiting for the right moment," but the right moment doesn't exist. The moment you feel the fire, act. The second you see the opportunity, take it. Waiting is a slow death. Movement is life. Motion builds momentum, and momentum builds unstoppable force. Fear feeds on hesitation. The longer you wait, the louder fear becomes. But once you act, even if it's clumsy or uncertain, fear weakens. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the conquest of it through motion. You'll never think your way into bravery. You move into bravery. You charge at it. You prove to yourself that you're not made of fragile thoughts. You're built to break limits. You're built to rise. And the only way to rise is to move forward with everything you've got. The person who acts owns the day. While others debate and strategize, the doer is already moving. While others complain, the doer is creating. While others doubt, the doer is building. You don't need to be the smartest or the strongest. You don't need all the answers. But if you refuse to stand still, you become unstoppable. Nothing defeats the person who keeps moving. Nothing stands in the way of a storm that never stops. That's what action is, a storm that reshapes the world. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a first step. You don't need guarantees. You need to start. Success comes into focus after you begin. Every action you take brings clarity. Every time you show up, you sharpen your skills. Every repetition, every hour, every sacrifice. This is where true power is built. Not in your mind, not in comfort, but in the arena where things are raw and difficult. That's where strength is born. That's where purpose is carved. The difference between those who make history and those who fade into obscurity is simple. One group acts, the other waits. One group bleeds, the other hides. You can talk all day about what you'll do, but if you don't act, it's empty. Dreams without action are just noise. You tell yourself that you'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow is a lie. It's the thief of dreams. You can't afford to live like that. Your time is limited. Every moment you waste in hesitation is a day you'll never get back. Greatness doesn't require more time. It requires urgency. You need to treat your dream like a mission. Attack it as though your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Confidence, purpose, and power are all connected to whether or not you do what you need to do. The fastest way to build belief is to keep promises to yourself. The fastest way to kill it is to delay them. You can't trust a version of yourself that always backs down when it's time to act. Build trust by becoming the kind of person who moves without hesitation. You don't need more information or better timing. You need movement. Cut off every excuse and take the next step, no matter how small. Every time you move, you separate yourself from the masses. Most people are stuck in their heads, living in pause, walking through cemeteries of dreams they never acted on. You don't have to be like them. You can rise. You can fight. You can become the one who finishes what they start. This is your moment. Procrastination is the assassin of greatness. It kills slowly, one delayed decision at a time. But when you act, it loses its grip. Move before the mind starts negotiating. The second you act, you gain momentum. The world is full of people who almost did something great, those with talent, potential, and big goals, but they kept pushing it to tomorrow. But tomorrow is a lie. The right time is now. Take action. Step into the unknown. Own the moment. Let your actions speak louder than any words could ever do. You have everything it takes, but it only matters if you act. Momentum makes you unstoppable. It turns effort into results, repetition into mastery, and struggle into strength. Once you have momentum, you protect it with everything you've got. You don't negotiate with laziness. You don't entertain excuses. You stay in motion because you've seen what happens when you don't. Regret, shame, softness, that life is behind you now. You're not here to stay still. You're here to conquer, dominate, and transform. If you want change, don't speak it. Move it. The universe is waiting to see what you'll do next. Procrastination is the assassin of greatness. It doesn't come with a loud crash. It doesn't destroy your dreams in one single blow. It kills slowly, silently, one delayed decision at a time. It whispers lies in your ear. You've got time. Start tomorrow. Just wait until things are right. And while you listen, your opportunity dies. Your edge dulls. Your fire fades. Greatness doesn't vanish in chaos. It gets strangled in comfort. It gets buried under excuses. It gets postponed into oblivion. And those who let it happen never see it coming until it's too late. Procrastination disguises itself as rest. It hides behind rationalizations. You convince yourself that waiting is wise, that planning is progress. But deep down, you know you're just scared to move. You're scared to fail. You're scared to face your own potential, because deep down you know the truth. If you really gave everything, if you truly went all in, and it didn't work out, you'd have to face yourself with nothing left to hide behind. That fear keeps you frozen. That fear keeps you average. But you weren't built for average. Every time you delay action, you betray your future. Every time you wait, you surrender the very thing that could transform your life. Momentum. The seconds turn into minutes, the minutes into hours, and before you know it, the year is gone, and you're still in the same place you swore you'd leave. That's the real cost of procrastination. It doesn't just steal your time. It steals your identity. It turns warriors into wishers, builders into talkers, and champions into spectators. The greatest tragedy isn't failure. It's potential never realized because the person never moved. You don't fix procrastination with more thinking. You fix it with action. The cure is in the work. The breakthrough is in the move. The minute you act, the fog lifts. The resistance weakens. The doubt begins to die. But you've got to strike fast. You've got to move before the mind starts its negotiations. Because the longer you wait, the louder the excuses get. That's why the great ones build the habit of action. They don't wait to feel ready. They don't wait for motivation. They don't wait for perfect plans. They move and clarity meets them in motion. Waiting feels safe, but it's the most dangerous place to be because while you're waiting, someone else is taking your opportunity. Someone else is building what you dream about. Someone else is stepping up while you're stuck, sitting down, convincing yourself that now isn't the right time. The right time doesn't exist. The right time is the moment you decide to stop letting hesitation control you. You either act and lead, or you stall and get left behind. This is the brutal truth that separates the bold from the forgotten. Success isn't about who wants it the most. It's about who does the most. Talk is cheap. Desire is common. But execution, that's rare. That's what puts food on the table, money in the bank, and legacy in motion. You don't inspire anyone by talking about what you're going to do. You inspire by doing it while others are still thinking. By building while others are still dreaming. You take the hit, the risk, the shot, and that's why you win. Because action beats theory every single time. Waiting is often dressed up in logic. You'll hear people say, "I'm just preparing," or "I need more research," or "let me figure it out first." But underneath all that strategy is usually just fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being enough. And that fear keeps them small. You think the successful don't feel fear, they do. They just move anyway. They get punched in the mouth and keep swinging. They don't confuse fear with a stop sign. They treat it like fuel. Because domination doesn't wait for fear to pass. It marches through it. If you want to be powerful, you must become allergic to hesitation. Make it your mission to move, strike, and execute while the thought is still fresh. Because the longer you delay, the weaker your drive becomes. The longer you stall, the more your mind starts negotiating. It will give you 1,000 reasons to slow down, to take it easy, to wait until tomorrow. But tomorrow is a lie. Tomorrow is the thief of dreams. There is only now, and now belongs to those who move with force. Action creates identity. When you act boldly, you stop questioning who you are. You prove it to yourself through motion. You begin to trust yourself. You begin to build belief not from affirmations, but from results. Every step forward, even when it's hard, rewires your mind to know I do what needs to be done. That belief is unshakable. That's how confidence is built. Not by hoping, not by waiting, but by doing. By showing up again and again until the world has no choice but to take you seriously. The ones who dominate aren't always the most talented, but they are the most committed. They don't wait to be discovered. They make themselves impossible to ignore. They outwork, outlast, and out-execute everyone around them. They don't need to be told what to do because they've already done it. They're moving while others are doubting. They're building while others are watching. And because of that, they own the game. Because the game rewards initiative. The crown doesn't go to the thinker. It goes to the mover. You've got something inside you that wants to rise, to lead, to build something real and unshakable. But you'll never access it by sitting still. The fire you're looking for won't come from motivation videos or more planning. It comes from motion. From walking into uncertainty and handling it. From doing the thing that scares you. From proving to yourself that you can handle pain, pressure, and push back and still win. The minute you choose action over delay, you shift from passive to powerful. This world isn't going to wait for you to figure it out. It's moving fast. It's brutal, it's real, and it only opens for those who kick the door down. So stop talking, stop waiting, stop preparing forever. You don't need more time, you need more courage to act. The ones who win are the ones who move, the ones who strike, the ones who refuse to sit back and hope. Hope is for the hesitant. Dominance is for the decisive. You've got what it takes, but the world will only see it when you start moving like it. Success is not found in the mind. It is forged in daily effort. You can think like a winner, speak like a champion, and envision greatness every night before you sleep. But if you're not putting in work when the world isn't watching, none of it matters. Success doesn't arrive because you believe in it. It arrives because you earned it. Day by day, brick by brick, through repetition, through grind, through showing up when you'd rather rest, through action, when no one claps, when no one cares, and when the results haven't shown yet. The world doesn't reward intention. It rewards consistency. Your ideas will mean nothing if they're not backed by sweat. Your vision is worthless without labor. The greatest minds are forgotten every day because they never did anything with their thoughts. Meanwhile, those who dared to execute even imperfectly rose, grew, and conquered. Because success doesn't come to the smartest or the most talented. It comes to the most relentless. The ones who show up regardless of mood. The ones who work while others talk. The ones who stopped asking how they feel about it and just did it. Daily effort is where greatness is built and proven, not in a flash of inspiration, but in the grind you commit to long after the inspiration is gone. The gym, the desk, the late night, the early morning, those are the battlegrounds where champions are made. You don't need motivation when you've got discipline. And you don't need perfect conditions when your standard is to show up anyway. Because winners are not created by circumstances. They're created by patterns, daily habits that refuse to accept anything less than forward motion. People love to talk about success as if it's magic, as if some cosmic force will drop it in your lap if you just think positively or wish hard enough. But there's no secret. There's no shortcut. There's just the work. Cold, repetitive, unglamorous work. And the sooner you fall in love with it, or at least become loyal to it, the sooner your results begin to rise. You get stronger through the struggle, sharper through the routine, and more dangerous through repetition. Every day you delay the work, you delay the reward. It's easy to dream. It's easy to imagine the life you want to tell others about your goals, to feel fired up after hearing someone else's success story. But what matters is what you do when the hype dies. When no one is watching, when it's just you, your willpower, and the choice to execute or stay the same. That's where the war is won. That's where the transformation happens, not in the moments of hype, but in the moments of grind. In the discipline to do the work, when it's boring, when it's lonely, when it's hard. You can't skip the reps. You can't cheat the system. Success keeps score. And every lazy day, every missed opportunity, every time you chose comfort over growth, it adds up. But so do the wins. So do the early mornings, the extra hours, the focused work. Every page you read, every set you lift, every task you complete with precision and purpose. It stacks, and over time, it builds a version of you that the old you couldn't even recognize. That's what effort does. It rewrites your identity one action at a time. The dream is not waiting for you. It's hiding behind effort. The results you want are already possible, but they only reveal themselves to the person willing to grind daily. You don't rise because you want it. You rise because you refuse not to work for it. The difference between people who win and people who wonder is what they do with their time. Are you building or are you avoiding? Are you executing or are you just planning endlessly because the clock is moving either way? And one day you'll face the truth. You either gave it your all or you gave in to excuses. It's not about speed. It's not about how fast you reach the goal. It's about the discipline to move forward every single day, no matter how small the steps. That's how momentum is built. That's how legends are born. Not through one explosive act of greatness, but through the refusal to quit, the refusal to coast, the refusal to be average. Every day becomes a chance to prove who you are. Not with words, not with thoughts, but with effort. And when effort becomes your default, results become inevitable. There's a price for success, and most aren't willing to pay it. They want the shine, but not the shadow. They want the outcome, but not the hours. But those who understand the truth that greatness is earned in the dark, those are the ones who break through. So stop waiting. Stop overthinking. Stop searching for the easy path. There is none. There is only the daily grind, the action, the sweat, the effort. That's where success is found, because that's the only place it's ever been. Those who act dominate. Those who wait get crushed. The world doesn't reward hesitation. It doesn't care about your potential, your thoughts, or your good intentions. It moves fast. And it moves for those who move first. The ones who decide quickly, act boldly, and follow through relentlessly. The ones who don't pause to second-guess themselves every time fear whispers in their ear. The ones who feel doubt and still move forward. If you wait, you lose. Not because you're not capable, but because you surrendered the moment to someone hungrier, faster, and more ruthless about claiming what you hesitated to reach for. Speed matters. Action matters. Not perfect action, immediate action. Because power lives in momentum, and momentum belongs to those who initiate. You can't dominate from the sidelines. You can't win by observing. The battlefield of life doesn't make room for the cautious. It's cleared by the committed. While most people waste time analyzing, strategizing, planning every step in their mind, the doers are already miles ahead. They didn't wait to feel ready. They didn't wait for clarity. They moved, and clarity met them in motion. Waiting feels safe, but it's the most dangerous place to be, because while you're waiting, someone else is taking your opportunity. Someone else is building what you dream about. Someone else is stepping up while you're stuck sitting down convincing yourself that now isn't the right time. The right time doesn't exist. The right time is the moment you decide to stop letting hesitation own you. You either act and lead, or you stall and get left behind. This is the brutal truth that separates the bold from the forgotten. Success isn't about who wants it the most, it's about who does the most. Talk is cheap, desire is common, but execution, that's rare.